observed the patient head instead of the ball, they ran into someone's skull. And during the soccer game, they have now walked themselves off of the field and came directly up to the AT complaining of a headache and pain in the back of their head. So now we are going to look. We see them holding their head, clearly in pain, and palpations. We're going to feel your skull. Let me know if anything hurts. Okay, and then we're going to check the back of the skull. This is the area you were hidden.
Yeah, that hurts.
That hurts.
Yeah, more there.
Okay.
Right there.
All of that hurt. We're starting to see some ecchymosis forming behind the right ear, sign of a battle sign. For our test, we're going to begin with the halo test. So you want to take your sterile gauze, take the square, fold it into a triangle, and insert the pointy part into the patient's ear. You're going to hold it in there. Okay, we've held it in here. You open it, and we have a positive halo test. The brain is leaking out cerebrospinal fluid, which is a sign of a skull fracture. I'm going to take you through what's called the SCAT-3. It is a concussion test, and it will grade the amount of damage done to your head from the injury. You don't answer. Okay, so for potential signs of concussion, was there any loss of consciousness? If so, for how long? Balance or motor coordination, are you stumbling, labored movements, disorientation or confusion? Are you able to answer all of my questions? Any loss of memory from things before the injury or after the injury? Do you have a blank or vacant look? Visible facial injury in combination with any of the above? Next is the Glasgow Coma Scale. Best eye response from no eye opening to eyes opening spontaneously. Best verbal response, no verbal response to being oriented. Best motor response, no motor response to obeying commands. Maddox score, so asking, that's testing your memory. What venue are we at today? Which half is it now? Who scored last in this match? What team did you play last week? And did your team win the last game? So now we're going to go through your symptom evaluation. Let me know if you're experiencing mild, moderate, or severe levels of headache, pressure in the head, neck pain, nausea or vomiting, dizziness, blurred vision, balance problems, sensitivity to light, sensitivity to noise, feeling slowed down, feeling like in a fog, you don't feel right or something feels off, difficulty concentrating or remembering, fatigue or low energy, confusion, drowsiness, trouble falling asleep, more or less emotional than usual, irritability, sadness, nervous, or anxious. So now some more orientation and memory tests for your cognitive assessment. We're going to ask you, what month is it? What is the date today? What is the day of the week? What year is it? And what time it is right now? Guessing within the hour. Testing your immediate memory with some random wording. I'm going to repeat them, and then you repeat them back to me, and then remember them during the test, and then we'll ask again at the end. And then do the same thing with numbers, except I'll give you a series of numbers, starting with 3 numbers, going up to 6 numbers. You'll repeat them backwards and then try and remember them for the remainder of the test. We've already examined your neck for tenderness and range of motion. Now we are going to do some balance testing. So for the balance testing for this, we are going to do the BEST test. So could you please stand up for me? So here we would have the patient do double leg stance test, single leg stance test, and tandem stance on a flat surface. And then if they can complete all of that, they would progress to double leg stance on an uneven surface, single leg stance, and tandem stance. and they would get points off for any falling or inability to complete the balance test. You can sit back down. And then lastly, we're going to test all of your cranial nerves. So you have 12 of them. So testing cranial nerve 1 will ask you to smell something or ask if anything in the arena smells off or weird. Cranial nerve 2, asking if you can see the scoreboard. Can you read it for me? Can you read someone's jersey from a few feet away? How many fingers am I holding up? Cranial nerve 3 will test your eye movement. So I'll use my little pen light, and you cover one eye and look for your eye movement and pupil dilation, and look for any nystagmus. Cranial nerve 4, gonna have you look up and downwards without moving your head. Cranial nerve 5, see if you can clench your jaw, and I touch your forehead down to your jaw and see if anything feels different on either side. Cranial nerve 6, track eye movement laterally without you moving your head. Cranial nerve 7, have you smile, frown, stick out your tongue, and then also have you taste something like Gatorade and see if it tastes off or different than normal. Cranial nerve 8 would be more of your balance testing like you just did, and I would stand behind you, snap my fingers, and see if you can hear the snapping on each side. Cranial nerve 9, have you swallow, test to see if you can swallow. Cranial nerve 10, have you speak, stick your tongue out. Cranial nerve 11, see if you can shrug your shoulders and resist against me. And cranial nerve 12, have you stick out your tongue.